Was the results ever in doubt? Was the results ever really in doubt? Did anybody really think that Manchester United, after getting circumcised by Everton, did anybody really think that they were going to beat Man City? Man City are trying to go for a title. Yes, United are trying to go for a top four. Yes, what they're trying to go for is important. It isn't as important or as crucial as a Premier League title where you actually win a trophy for it. And what you saw in this game was there's a difference between what you see after 45 minutes and what you see after 90 minutes. 45 minutes first half, you saw, United, they had a game plan. All right, absorb pressure. They'll have possession of the ball, will hit them on the break. And United probably had more opportunities and more breakaways in the first half than it did in the second half. Like the best chance that City probably had in that second half was when Sterling was weaving through, good ball control, weaving past players, took off the shots, but he didn't really hit with enough power or precision to really trouble David De Gea. We'll get to David De Gea, don't worry. But I think what you saw in that second half was the golfing class and golfing quality, because the better team over 90 minutes will eventually show. And I think by the time it got to the 50th, 55th, 60th minute, United just couldn't keep running and outlasting with the City, and they couldn't really maintain the concentration levels to stop City from eventually getting the goal, which was always inevitable because you always thought City would control the game, they'll dominate the game. So the only question was, would City find the breakaway? Would they find that shot? Would they find that pass through? I think in these kinds of games, especially for Man City, where you can be frustrated, you don't know where the goal is coming from, and you're not really opening the team up in that kind of Pep Guardiola way, the nice pass down the wing, nice pass across, and a tap in. So it's the kind of passing movement that Pep likes to see, the pass and move. Really, the goal came from, and this is one of the worst things that you have to do in this difficult situation when you're trying to find the breakaway. Take a shot. Just take a shot. You never know what's going to happen. Somebody has to take control of the situation as an individual and try and make something happen. I think, yet again, Bernardo Silva has been one of the unsung heroes and been one of the sideline guys coming in, having a pretty damn good key clutch season for City. Yet again, came up with another crucial goal. And see, the beauty of Silva's G was how early he took it. Reminded me of Ronaldo's goal against Turkey in 2002. I think him hitting the ball early is what's messed up David De Gea. David De Gea is 100% to blame for that shot, because when you looked at it, because I saw it in instant replay, he didn't connect with it that well. It didn't have the kind of power, sharpness, or accuracy or precision that would beat a keeper. The only reason Silva scored that goal was how early he took it. Because he took the shot so early and David De Gea didn't really react quick enough, it was too much for David De Gea to adjust his feet and position himself in order to make the save. So because he took it so early, David De Gea was like, oh, what the hell? And before he knew it, but by the time he made the save, the ball was already in the bottom right-hand corner. And that just shows you the kind of quality that City have that United don't have. Because City just have wide men, wingers who can dribble, who can pass, who can assist, who are good on the ball, can keep the ball in close quarters, can work with men around them, can make the right pass, make the right decision. So once you just have that skill level of those individual players, more times than not, because sometimes it could be not, more times than not, eventually that quality is what's going to see them through. That quality is what's going to see them through. And when you look at the second goal, David De Gea is to blame again. David De Gea is to blame again. So I don't want people just to chill, because again, I don't want to rub salt in the wound. I don't want to do that. I don't want to rub salt in the wound. I don't want to say, hey, I told you so, you guys are a bunch of losers, what the hell are you saying all this stuff? But all I'm saying is, when you make these outlandish statements like said player is the best in the world, try and back them up. Or rather than make these outlandish statements, wait until they've truly proven themselves in all aspects. And I think what you're seeing from David De Gea is he's still a very good keeper, and Man United owe a lot to him, and he's won United a lot of matches. But I think we can't call him the best player, because it's one thing where, like, look how many saves I'm making, and eventually I went through. But it's one thing when you're making basic goalkeeping mistakes. Like the Sané goal, great shots, moved away nicely to get himself in the position to have the space and the time to utilize and to unleashed that shot, but De Gea should have saved it. Near post, it hit his leg, didn't have a good enough connection to make the save, ball ricocheted in. And at 2-0, you already know it was lights out. You see, in the first half, I saw what United were trying to do. And I could see what their tactic was. I'm going to maybe speak a bit more on that tactic. Like, they were, look, man, we can't keep the ball as well as them. We just can't. We just do not have the players or the skill level. But we saw what Tottenham did to them with quick, direct speed and quick, direct transition. So what we're going to do, we're going to use the speed of Rashford, of Lingard, and the passing ability of Pogba to quickly get quick breakaways, find people in space, and try to exploit them when they're thin at the back, because this is an attacking team that likes to press and play high up, which means that they'll be susceptible at the back. They're not going to have a DM, or they're going to want to sit back. So you're going to have opportunities if you win the ball in key areas to try and hit them on the break if you play straight, direct, and quickly. Don't spend too much time on the ball. And the issue with that is that, you know, it limits Pogba. Because now the narrative right now is Pogba is a loser. The narrative right now is, oh, Pogba ain't that great. And I think the thing about this is that Pogba is an easy target. If Pogba wasn't so outlandish on Instagram, he didn't do the dabbing things, he wasn't as exuberant, you know, people wouldn't really say, but people say, oh yeah, he's not really that good, but people wouldn't really go in on it. I think Pogba makes himself a target because of how he is and how he presents himself as a player on Instagram. But the thing about this is this, and I just have to speak on this. I've played central midfield before, and it doesn't matter whether I didn't play at a full and highly professional level. This is just basic footballing knowledge. Central midfield is the most physically demanding role in football, because you're required to defend and attack, and you're always required to be switched on. It's not the same for a central defender or an attacker. Remember, even if you're a team who's controlling the game, or you're a team who's trying to chase the game, the central midfielder always has to work out. So it's the most physically demanding thing. But the thing about central midfield is that, because I remember when I was in a team, so this was when I was in this team, I had really good players around me, and I looked good. You know, I knew that I could pass this guy and I'm going to receive the ball back. We could keep possession for long periods of time. Whenever I had the ball, I could make a nice little crossfield pass to the guy in the wing. We could hit the ball to each other for about 5-6 minutes, and we will have little changes because everybody was on a high skill level. So I looked good in central midfield. Again, I didn't turn up for a fitness training session because the coach decided to do fitness, because I didn't want to turn up for a fitness training session. Coach then dropped me. So I was in a team that didn't have players that were as good as the team I was in previously. And once this happened, we couldn't keep possession of the ball. We didn't have the ball for much, so I had to work even harder. And when even I had the ball, anytime I would make a pass, that ball is not going to come back, because the people I was passing to would lose the ball. They wouldn't be able to carry the ball well. They wouldn't be able to keep the ball in one-twos, wouldn't have nice little transitions or interplays, because they were just not of a proper skill level or your skill set. So I'd look worse and I'd look ineffective. So the things I would try just wouldn't be coming up because of the players that are around me. And that is the thing of the central midfielder. Think of your best central midfielders. Xavi, he had Iniesta, he had Busquets. Pirlo, he had your boy Vidal, and he also had your boy De Rossi in Italian national team as well, and he also had Totti as well. Gerrard, and this was what people talked about, but Gerrard had trash around him. Xabi, for me, Xabi Alonso was in some ways better than Gerrard, in some aspects better than Gerrard. Xabi Alonso was very key to Gerrard. Without Xabi Alonso, Liverpool don't win the Champions League. Gerrard was a very important piece for Liverpool winning the Champions League. But trust me, without Xabi Alonso in that midfield, they would win it. Scholes, again, he needed Roy Keane as well. Every top midfielder, they had to have a quality cohort around them. There is no top central midfielder that did not have a top guy around them. The only one that you could angle and maybe say was maybe Zidane, but he still had Vieira in France and still had quality around him in Real Madrid. So, Herrera, Matic, Fred Flintstone, Pereira. Who are these dudes? What can you do with these dudes? Come on. So, I think that, you know, for Pogba, he's in a tough situation, he's in a difficult situation, and especially when you're playing against a team who are as good as Man City, keep the ball as well as Man City, protect the ball as well as them, it makes Pogba's job even harder, you know. And remember, and just the team is playing is just not very good. But I think, back to Man City, where they're concerned, man. I think for City right now, they know that Liverpool will keep on winning, and they've just got to maintain. They're just going to maintain and keep their focus and keep on going, and just keep on maintaining this momentum. And hopefully they'll be able to come through with the title. But I think City have to have the mindset that Liverpool will keep on winning, 100%. And I think many would say this was City's last difficult game. Manchester Derby, United, the players they have. But if Pep is Pep, he will tell his boys that it's not done until it is mathematically done. And I think I say that it's not done until we win the last game of the season. We have to win every single game now. Got to win every single game. Burnley is a game. Let's say these are all tough games. Remember, they're playing Burnley away. That's just tricky. If they go ahead and underestimate Burnley, as maybe Chelsea did, they walk away with a drop points, Liverpool win, it's all screwed up. So I think for City, I think they know they're very focused. You know, I think the team are very focused. And you know what I'd say is that, look, man, I think it is, because I've got to look at the whole Leroy Sané thing, man, because I thought that Leroy Sané should have started this game. He came on and look at how good he was when he came on. He is too good to be on the bench. I'm sorry. There's no way it's going to. He's too good and too talented to be on the bench. And I think what is going to be very key is, I think it's going to be down to Pep, because he has to view the opposition, view his team, and see who works best. Because there are games in which Leroy Sané will be lethal. I'll fully admit, there are games in which Sané just proper house would not work, where sometimes he's not as effective, he doesn't really get on his game, and where he may not really do enough defending when he needs to really protect the defense. But there are times where I would be happy to forgo his defensive frailties for what he gives me in attack, because I know that the team that I'm playing against wouldn't give me that much pressure on the flanks, and Sané would completely totally obliterate these guys to such a degree that there'd be no point in them even trying to attack us, because Sané would just produce, score, or do something to get us 2-3 goals ahead. So we'll just see what happened. But City, the end is in sight. I think if all is said and done and they do win this by 1 point, this would be one of the most fascinating title races that we've had for a while, because I think the last time I believe it went to the last day of the season was, I think, that whole City thing. I think the Liverpool one 2014 went to the last year of the season. But I think how close it's been between both of these sides, and just how close it's been, how well they've done, and how many points they've accumulated is a crazy thing. Because again, you know, whenever you go on Google and you look at the league table, they show that the last 5 games that the team has watched. So green is win, grey is draw, red is loss. Like Huddersfield is basically all red. We look at Liverpool and City. They're the only 2 teams where like it's all green. Last 5 it's all green. So their consistency has just been mad. So I just think both of these sides are so laser focused, and they've just tuned into like a mindset where I think these guys are just in win mode. So, but who knows? It's football, and anything can happen. It ain't over until it's over. Maths is overrated, but you know, shout out to mathematics. Your boy Pythagoras. Thanks for watching the video. Now think about becoming a Football Hut patron by pledging an amount each month, and then gain access to exclusive content only on the Football Hut patron page. Peace. Head over to the official site at harfootballhut.com, or just click over here.